everybody. Welcome back to The Process with BST. And today I have Aaron and myself here to talk about when to work on new things in baseball specifically, as in skill work, as in pitching, hitting, fielding, whatever it may be. But first, we've been gone for a while. We've been really working on our summer programs, programming, dealing with all of that with our high school groups, our velocity training, and as well as our youth training programs. So we're almost filled with that, which is great news, but we got a few more spots left in each group. So shoot us a message if you're interested or want some more details. So today we mentioned that we're talking about working on new things. So a lot of people have come up and asked us, hey, I want to work on either my velocity or hitting wise with timing. And honestly, we believe that the best time to do that is in the off season, because a lot of coaches and even players, they want to win during the spring, which is understandable. That's how you, as a coach, you keep your job. And for players, that's how you earn playing time and you play, because you don't want to sit on the bench. If you're working on something new and it's not working, or you're walking guys or whatever it may be, that can't be happening during the spring.
Yeah, definitely. So, what happens when you work on new things? Why can't we be working on these things 24/7, 365, right? And some of the stuff that we've seen are, especially in pitchers, when we teach them a new movement pattern to make them throw harder, is the release point, right? So naturally, if you're getting more trunk extension towards home plate, you're going to throw harder, right? Because the farther your trunk gets out, the farther you're going to go into external rotation, so the more elastic energy you're going to have, right? So it's a whole different release point. Once your trunk is all the way out here, right, you're releasing behind your head to throw a strike. But if your trunk isn't extended that much and you're vertical, you're going to be releasing way out in front of your face. So it's a completely different release point.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And what you're doing is you're creating velocity with your arm rather than through your feet to your legs, to your trunk, to your arm.
Yeah, so the issue we see is a lot of guys they're throwing harder, but they have control issues. So that's the one reason for hitting. What could be
But I'm going to go back on your point, because the biggest thing is release point, right? So when you're releasing, it's either out in front or you're going to be behind, like Aaron mentioned, which is good. Hitting-wise, if you're going up there and you're swinging at 50 to 60% or whatever you're feeling comfortable with during the season, and your timing's good, but hey, you want to have a better launch angle, or you want to have better exit velocity, but when you're swinging the way you're swinging and you're not getting those results. So then you start training the patterns of hitting, the biomechanics of hitting to move more efficiently and generate more power. But if you start doing that during the season, what's going to happen? When you're swinging your stride, so when you come out, your head's going to be moving because you're going to be wanting to swing faster. You're going to open up your hips, which open up your shoulder too early. Mm-hmm. So therefore, you're going to be pulling off everything. And if you do connect with something, it's going to be hooked into the third base dugout. So if you just shoot right into it and want to see instant results, it's not going to work. You're going to struggle, just like anything you do. If you just go full board to something and you haven't practiced it at all, it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of times is when kids, or just people for that matter, when they try something new, they think about it, right? Mm-hmm. And the issue is that we want to take the thinking out of it, because that's how you move as fast as you can, right? Because if you're thinking about all the different movements you need to reach in order to successfully have good mechanics, you're going to be thinking about it, and when you think about it, you're going to be slowing down, and that's the opposite we want you guys to be doing.
Yeah, and some people get discouraged when they try new things and they don't get it right, but they got to understand that they've never been taught this before. Biomechanics in baseball are not taught. Using the body efficiently is not taught. That's the big thing, and that people are not used to, I'm not doing well in this now because I've been doing it for 2 weeks, or I'm not throwing harder or hitting the ball harder right away. You got to understand that it's a process, and you have to try hard. We've been working guys for 12 to 16 months, and they're seeing great strides now. Yeah, they struggled at first because of their release point, or their hips and shoulders were opening too soon when they were swinging. But now that they understand it and they trust it and they practice at that pace every single day, they're seeing great improvements.
Yeah, when you make an adjustment in either your pitching, hitting, just throwing regular, or anything for that matter, how long should you give it until you say, hey, this is not a good idea, or hey, this is not working? Mm-hmm. What do you think?
6 months to a year, I'd say, because you have to try something. You got to work on this. You can't give up on something right away, especially when, honestly, now science has proven this stuff.
Yeah, that's a big thing, right?
It's been proven. So it's not just, hey, conventional wisdom that's been going on for 20, 30 years just because, hey, my coach taught me this and now I'm going to teach kids this.
And it sounds right.
And it sounds
persuasive, but there's no numbers to back it up.
Yeah, and that's why you see so many injuries in youth players now. Overuse, poor strength and conditioning, and poor biomechanics. Mm-hmm. So that's what we got going on, and we believe that in the off season, the summer and the fall is when you should be learning new things. Granted, yes, in high school now they have the showcases and tournaments to be seen by college and pro scouts, but this is the time where you can be working on pitching biomechanics, hitting biomechanics. So.
Yeah, definitely. So like we always say, right? It's a case by case basis. Mm-hmm. Okay, when our guys come in, we look at them, we talk to them, say, hey, they might be playing more games in their summer and fall because they're ready to be throwing and hitting in showcases that much. So then we analyze it.
But they're not practicing every day with their high school teams, and they're not playing during the week as well. So they have those 5 days or whatever it may be to develop and work on things. And then, hey, they might have one showcase a month or whatever it may be. But the summer and the fall, we believe, is the time where you need to develop and be a better athlete to better your baseball career. So if you guys have any questions, please reach out to us at Baseball Specific Training on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Also, new BST apparel. We got our quarter zip Under Armour for the for the summer, very light. So for people like myself, burn really easily, long sleeves, got a little hood on here too. So we'll be putting those on here as well. But yeah, reach out to us if you have any questions.